Now I'd like to go ahead and delete this effect. To do that, all you have to do is click on the effect's name and press the delete key, and there you go, it's gone. We can delete all of the keyframes by just clicking on the stopwatch. That would be the indication that changes in time are no longer possible, and of course the keyframes would be gone. And we can do that with all of them, including opacity, rotation, etc. We can also reset all of the effects for motion, for example, by clicking here, which is the reset button. And there you go. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about color correction. As we saw in here, there are different color correction effects that we can use to enhance and/or correct our images. Working with video, there is something that is very important to our video workflow, and that is we need to make sure that our colors are legal to be used in NTSC. For that, we're going to change our workspace. So we're going to go to Window, Workspace, and let's go ahead and choose Color Correction. What that does is that it opens an extra reference monitor here on the bottom right-hand side of our screen. What is happening is this. Ideally, the source panel is going to show us the original, untouched, uncorrected image. The program panel is going to show us the image as it is color corrected, and the reference monitor is going to be our visual indicator of the legality of our colors. In NTSC, which is the standard that I am using here, I am in the United States, some colors are not legal, even if they are capable of existing in the RGB format. Now, in the NTSC color standard, there are some colors that are a little too intense, or a little too bright, or a little too dark. So, our colors need to be legal if they're going to be shown in any kind of television. So even if you're not going for broadcast, say you're going just for a DVD that is going to be shown on a home television, even if you're doing that, your colors have to be legal because they need to follow the broadcast standards of NTSC. Now, how do you know if your colors are legal? Well, that's what the reference monitor is for. Here at the bottom right-hand side is the output icon. You can click on there and you can change to either the vector scope or the YC waveform. The vector scope is going to show you if the colors are too intense in the chroma angle. In other words, if the colors are okay. The YC waveform refers to the luma, so it's going to tell you if your colors are too bright or too dark. Let's talk about the vector scope first. If you place your mouse cursor on top of any panel and then you press the tilde key, that maximizes the panel. So, this is how the vector scope works. This green here represents each and every pixel, and it represents where it falls in the color wheel. We can see here an R, an MG, B, that represents red, magenta, blue, cyan, green, yellow, and where in the color wheel our pixels fall. Well, if they fall within these outer squares, we are legal. But if they go beyond that, then we are illegal. So, when you are doing color correction or when you are just watching your final video, make sure that your colors are legal by looking at the vector scope. To go back to your previous workspace, press the tilde key again. And now let's talk about the YC waveform. And let's press the tilde key again. The YC waveform represents the luma or brightness intensity of our colors. So, they need to follow between 7.5 IRE and 100 IRE. IRE is the measurement that we use for the luma information of our pixels. It stands for Institute of Radio Engineers. So we need to fall between 7.5, which is this line here, and 100, which is this line here. As you can see, this falls well within parameters. Again, I cannot stress enough that your colors must be legal when you are working on any kind of video that is going to be shown on a television. If you're going for a computer, then you don't need to worry that much about it. In other words, if you're creating content for the web, then it's not as crucial. But if you're creating content for a video DVD, then this is very, very important.